Welcome to another edition of Interviewing the Legends with special guest, longtime Alice Cooper manager Shep Gordon.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Interviewing the Legends. I'm your host, Ray Shasho. The following program was intended to be a Zoom interview, but we had technical issues. We were recording with Shep Gordon live from Maui in Hawaii, but we weren't able to get that done. So our backup plan, we did this on audio, and so the audio is not as good as intended, but we got the interview done anyway. So listen now for the following interview with the legendary Shep Gordon. Shep Gordon is known in the entertainment industry as having an eye for talent and an innate understanding of what people find entertaining. After graduating from SUNY Buffalo, Shep moved to LA and in 1969 co-founded Alive Enterprises. Over the years, Gordon has been responsible for managing the careers of Alice Cooper, Groucho Marx, Raquel Welch, Luther Vandross, Kenny Loggins, and countless others. He's also credited as creating the Celebrity Chef, which revolutionized the food industry and turned the culinary arts into the multi-billion-dollar industry it is today. His clients also included culinary legends Wolfgang Puck, Emeril Lagasse, Nobu, Daniel Boulud, and many, many more. In addition to the impact he's had on the music, film, and food industries, he's also highly regarded for his philanthropic endeavors. Shep was named one of the 100 most influential people in Rolling Stone magazine. He was the subject of Mike Myers' 2013 documentary, Supermensch, The Legend of Shep Gordon. His book, They Call Me Supermensch, a backstage pass to the amazing world of film, food, and rock and roll, was released in September of 2016. Please welcome American talent manager, Hollywood film agent, and producer, Supermensch, Shep Gordon, to Interviewing the Legends.
You know, I love Supermensch. I love the documentary. It was incredible. They did a very good job with that.
Yeah, Mike Myers really sort of wrote a love letter to him.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you know, some documentaries are boring and they're very long, you know, and drawn out. And they repeat the same things. This was right to the point. It was exciting. It was entertaining. It was fun. You know, it was very enjoyable.
He's a great storyteller.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've always liked Mike Myers.
Really funny, man.
Yeah. The beginning, when you first, you know, we all know the story of how you started in this business with Jimi Hendrix and Janis Joplin, and you thought Janis Joplin was getting raped and that kind of thing. But you know what was weird? I guess it was Hendrix that made the comment, "Are you Jewish? You should be a manager." That's kind of stereotypical comment, isn't it?
You know, in those days, most of the entertainment industry on the business side was Jewish. All the great managers, Albert Grossman, all the studio heads.
Right.
So it was a common, in the same way there's stereotypes for the black community or the Latin community.
Right.
There were stereotypes for the Jewish community. And one of them was entertainment business.
That's funny, though.
So understandable. It was a racist remark that made my life.
It is amazing how that all happened because, I mean, you didn't know anything about becoming a manager or even rock and roll manager at the time, you know, and you just kind of fell into it.
Which I think sort of helped.
Right.
If I'd known what the rules were, I'd play by the rules. I probably would never break Alice.
How long did it take you to get into the, you know, the feel of it, I guess?
It took us about 3 years before we had 18. 18 was a real breakthrough.
Yeah.
The breakthrough for us was meeting Bob Ezrin.
Mm-hmm.
It was a young man who had never made a record before. And the chemistry between him and Alice just changed the whole thing because he made hit records.
Right.
Once we had 18, we were sort of off and running.
So what was cool about Alice, you know, he didn't sell out by making a top 40 hit. You know what I mean? he did. E.T. was a cool record.
Rebellious.
Yeah, rebellious. I remember when it first came out, man. I was really, I thought it was a great song. And that's when I first got turned on to Alice Cooper, I think.
Yeah.
And of course, "School's Out" was our anthem, for last day of school. It still is, yeah. And Alice Cooper made so many cool commercials. The one about for the school supplies. And also the one about on the jump rope. "My name is Alice. I live in a palace."
The Callaway one.
Yeah, the Callaway one. That's right. Yeah, they're all great.
I love the Baker Mayfield one. He's done some great commercials.
I know. He does good commercials, doesn't he? He's a good guy. And I really admire him too, even Ozzy Osbourne for coming out on his Christian side. And because, a lot of people could make fun of that, you know what I mean? But, he's honest and he's himself. So what, I mean, rock stars don't have to all be worshiping the devil, you know what I mean? Yeah. You booked Alice Cooper at the Fillmore in the beginning. What was Bill Graham like?
He was a tough customer. Personally, we got along after that, but professionally, he was very tough. He threw Alice off the stage.
Really? Why is that?
He thought it was a folk act that he got booked him. They wanted somebody cheap to open for Tina Turner.
Huh.
So we never told him it wasn't he thought it was a female folk singer.
Oh my gosh.
And when they showed up, he just freaked out. He pulled the plug and he said, "Either do theater or music, but you're not doing both of them together on my stage." That threw him off because nobody, theater was so unheard of. It was Grateful Dead days. He took acid and played.
Right.
So the fact that we were doing a theatrical show was really offended him.
I had mixed reviews on Fillmore's. Some guys loved them to death, Of course, the guys, when I talked to the guys from Santana, and they all really appreciated him. But then there was guys that actually got in fist fights with him.
He had fights, I think, just about every show. He was in the concentration camp, baby.
That's right. Yeah.
And I think he needed to fight at every show. I never went to a show.
Yeah.
That I didn't see him in a fight with someone.
Huh. See, that's why I couldn't be I always wanted to be a promoter or an AR guy. Probably better as an AR guy, because a promoter, I'd probably be partying with the bands, I've got good business sense. I was an entrepreneur for a long time, but that all goes by the wayside when you talk about rock and roll for me. It's like I'm always in awe of the musicians.
Yeah, guys do that party too.
Yeah. I don't know how you did it. I mean, because, how did you keep it all together with these guys?
It just becomes a way of life.
Right.
That's what you do. You wake up in the morning and you do it.
Did you have to get stern with them, or is it just you're just a nice guy and they listen to you?
I never really got stern, but I was, I always made my opinions.
Right.
Very, very, very clear.
Huh.
Luckily, I have most of the artists I manage.
We've done an incredible job. Do you still manage now or anything, or what are you doing?
Just Alice.
You're still managing Alice, huh?
Yeah, that's the only one.
Yeah. Huh. Well, he's still going strong, isn't he?
He is. He did 105 or 110 shows this year.
Wow. And he's got a great band. He's probably one of the best bands ever.
I think he's performing better than he's ever done. I just saw him in London.
Uh-huh.
I think it was the best show he's ever done. And the Telegraph review was that this is the best rock and roll show the reviewer had seen in 35 years of reviewing.
Yeah, I think he's coming to Ruth Eckerd pretty soon in Clearwater.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Yeah. I got it. I haven't seen Alice since Welcome to My Nightmare.
Yeah, that's impressive, really impressive.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
The band is just smoking hot. They've been together a long time.
Oh, yeah, they're very cool,
Yeah.
Very, very good band.
Each one of them individually is remarkably talented. Neither is amazing.
I agree.
And a real showpiece, a real showgirl. Glenn, the drummer, is remarkable. Chuck, the bass player, has his own band, Beasto Blanco, which does really well. Alice's daughter is the lead singer of it.
Oh, really?
Ryan is a great lead player.
Huh.
And Tommy's just a great
Yeah. I loved it. I guess it was kind of a comeback for him when he made the album, you know, with the He's Stupid and Poison, and yeah, that was a great album.
Yeah, Poison was a guy named Bob.
Oh, it was fantastic. I mean, that made him, you know.
I just got Ezra Child's book, the guy who co-wrote Poison.
Oh, really? Huh?
Yeah. Living on a Prayer is the name of his book.
Oh, I got to get that.
He wrote all the Bon Jovi hits and a lot of big hits. The 2 hits that Kiss had.
Right.
He's a great writer.
Huh. I had Susie Quattro. I'm friends with Susie.
Yeah, Alice just did a track with Susie.
Yeah, she's cool, isn't she?
Yeah, we know her a long time now.
Oh yeah, she toured with Alice. Actually, when I saw him, Susie was supposed to be on the tour, but I was in D.C. I'm originally from the D.C. area, and Susie didn't play on that bill. Yeah, it was.
My brother owned the booking agency that booked Alice in those days.
Is that right?
Yeah, Michael Quattro, who also has a musical career of his own.
Right. I was always in awe of being from D.C. Remember Cellar Door concerts?
Oh, very well.
Yeah, Jack Boyle. I love those guys.
Love Jack.
Yeah, they were incredible, man. And of course, it all started with the Cellar Door Club in Georgetown, you know, and it grew from there. I practically lived at the Capitol Center. I actually worked there too.
He was a force.
Oh yeah, those were the good old days, man. When ticket prices were $6.50, $5.50, and $4.50.
First time Alice headlined the Garden was $2.50.
Oh my gosh. Jeez. Yeah, I remember he played the Alexandria Roller Rink in Alexandria. That was like one of the first venues.
I remember that. That was promoted by a DJ,
Barry Richards.
Barry Richards.
Yep.
Who's still around. I'm still in touch with him.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I saw Barry Richards announced it was Mountain and Jay Giles. He got on stage and everybody pelted him with bottles.
Well, he was one of those dudes from that era at disc jockeys where it was almost hip hop. He was hysterical.
Yeah. Yep. But he brought a lot of shows around to the DC area.
A lot of shows, yeah.
So that was good.
Yeah.
You're a PR expert, man. I do some PR. I was a publicist for a while with authors. And, you know, I promote the hell out of rock stars right now. You know, I don't get paid for it, but I promote the hell out of them just for the love of rock and roll, you know. But you are a master at PR, and the things you've done with Alice were incredible.
Yeah, we had fun times, so I tried to make it fun.
You mentioned in the beginning with Alice, outrageous things to anger people, and that's what works.
Follow the music, you know, rebellion.
Right. You think that works today too?
I don't think you can be really rebellious today. I'm not sure. I don't really have my pulse on the finger anymore. My finger on the pulse anymore.
Right.
It seems.
Everybody's so sensitive today, you know.
Yeah, so it's really hard to be controversial.
Exactly.
Nobody, you only go to one very narrow audience, and then you should take a position on anything.
Right. Yeah, back then you could get away with it.
Yeah.
I remember, you know, it was Alice. Iggy Pop was another guy that was doing some crazy stuff.
Yeah, he was really wacky. He was great.
He
used to jump in the audience every night and get beat up. He'd like insult us. He'd see a boy and a girl together and insult the girl.
That's funny.
It was his closing number every night was getting knocked out.
Oh, then he got really outrageous with punk rock, man. Spitting on the crowd. It got nuts. You did I like the Toronto Rock and Roll revival, and you had Alice in between John Lennon and the Doors, man. That was quite an accomplishment.
Yeah, no, that was a fun night. That was a big moment in Alice's career.
That would, yeah, exactly.
And we backed up Gene Vincent also.
Oh, wow, really?
I just heard some of the tapes of them backing up Gene Vincent someone sent me.
Really? Recently, huh?
Yeah.
Huh.
Because the movie came out, so it started the Toronto Rock and Roll Revival, and it started a whole wave of stuff.
Very cool.
And part of it was people uncovering what they had.
I got to ask you, I asked Steve Hunter this. He said it was Alice that did this. The Eddie Haskell rumor. Was that Alice?
I actually don't know where it started. I don't think it was. We had so many rumors about it. We never denied any of it. but that was pretty strong for a while.
Yeah, I was in school when I heard that, and everybody believed it,
Yeah.
Everybody's going around. Did you know that Alice Cooper? That's Eddie Haskell. And now the live chicken, that was you.
The live chicken was me.
That was you. Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know how you came up with these things, man.
That one was, that happened to be there. We were driving up and there were wild chickens around. And at that point in Alice's show, we were using a feather pillow at the end of the show with
Right.
CO2. So it just seemed natural to me that since we have the feathers up there and the CO2, let's throw a live chicken in and see what happens.
You got the pillow from the hotel room, right? You just brought it out?
Yeah. We'd call ahead and see which hotels had feather pillows. Just steal a pillow.
You guys must have had a ball back then.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
At the time, it wasn't as much fun as it is looking back on it.
Right. Did you? I know you did your fair share of partying. So did I. I mean, you weren't cool unless you did.
Absolutely.
But did you actually, as a manager, did you ever party with the bands?
Depended on the act.
Right.
Not as a regular practice.
Right.
Depending on the bands.
Yeah, instead of drinking champagne, you just kind of did your
You
thing.
took a blow, or you
Right.
smoked a joint, or you did something that was just part of the fabric in those days.
Yeah. You did meet Hendrix. That's right. After that first meeting of Jimi Hendrix, did you see him again?
Oh yeah, quite a bit.
Because I talked to Mark Farner, and he's very straight now, but back in the day, he said the strongest acid he's ever taken was from Jimi Hendrix.
They like to get a buzz.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a good man.
Yep. Definitely.
Those guys, they all died so young.
I know. And not only that, how about the grunge generation, the 90s, all the guys that died too?
They're all the same age, like 27, 20.
Yeah, Chris Cornell and, all these guys, man. They're to me, that was the last time rock and roll was any, close to being commercial, back in the 90s in the grunge area. I mean, being on the radio, on terrestrial radio and that kind of thing.
There isn't any more rock and roll.
No.
The old bands.
It's pretty sad, man. I was a DJ back in the late 70s. I was a top 40 DJ, and, our playlist was pretty good back then, I played Zeppelin, and, at midnight I always played Hendrix, Watchtower, and, but it was a nice mix,
Yeah, that was the music of the times.
Exactly. Now there's no bands like there used to be, and no guitar heroes like there should be,
And it doesn't seem like there's real albums, there's singles.
What happened, man?
I don't know.
Record stores went away.
I can't figure it out when Tower Records closed. That was so.
Yeah, and then when Napster came in, and started stealing music and stuff, I guess that wasn't a good thing either.
But every generation is a different thing, so
Yeah, but back in my dad's, not like the kids today. I studied my dad's music. I mean, he loved Mario Lanza and Frank Sinatra, and I mean, I saw Frank Sinatra 5 times in concert. I was a big fan. I loved big band, but the music back then, you really appreciated. That was good music back then. Now today, it's just not music anymore. It's just.
Yeah, but again, I think it's to the young kids today. I have 4 adopted kids today. The Mario Lanza, they are like trash. It doesn't even make sense. Whereas hip hop for them is what rock and roll is for us.
Exactly.
It's different generations, but I think every generation has to find their own place.
Yeah, that's true, but we got to get out of this dance music thing, that we're into. Everything's just an act, it's just a dance moves, and
It's different talent.
yeah, it is.
It's a whole different talent.
I really appreciate musicians, man, and more than actors, I really do.
Not too many of them anymore.
I know. Your PR stunt with the panties. Oh my God.
So every once in a while
How much are they going for nowadays, do you know?
I think they're at 2,500.
Wow.
Yeah.
I gotta look. You probably get it on eBay, I guess.
Yeah.
Alice has a great story. I mean, I listen to a lot of his videos and stuff. I know he played when Glenn Campbell passed away. He was a good friend of Alice's.
Big golfing buddies.
Big golfing buddy. I love Glenn Campbell too. He's incredible.
Great guitar player.
Oh yeah, a lot of people didn't realize that, right?
Yeah, really great one. Big session guy.
Yeah.
A lot of the rock and roll records that we all love, he's on there.
If you think about it, it's almost kind of cheating when you think about all those guys that were hired in the studio to play behind all these big hits.
Yeah.
Now, it's the Wrecking Crew. It kind of makes me a little upset. When I hear that they were doing a lot of the Beach Boys songs, and it wasn't the Beach Boys playing on the record. But at least the Beach Boys were playing live, which is good.
Steve Hunter was one of those guys who played on a lot of records.
Yeah. But it's amazing how many records those guys played on.
Yeah. The Wrecking Crew did a lot of stuff.
They did a lot. They really did. The Alice Cooper story I love is the one with him and Elvis.
Up in the hotel room.
Yeah, he's in the elevator and he was invited up and...
Linda Lovelace was with us in the elevator.
Were you there too?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I was in the living room. I stayed in the living room. I didn't go in the bedroom with them. But
you didn't see him pull out the gun?
Yeah, we heard the gunshots, but we didn't.
I know, Alice was thinking he's got the gun in his hand. He could do some damage to Elvis.
That would be rebellious.
I know. I thought about that with Frank Sinatra. Back when New York came out, I went to Vegas by myself. And back then it was the mob that owned Vegas. And I went up to him and I gave him a $100 bill. I says, "Can you get me in to see Frank?" And they got me in. They put me front row center for Frank Sinatra. And I was just thinking, I could knock him off. There's no bodyguards.
He always gave the writers credit.
Yeah.
Which was really great.
Yeah.
But I don't think Sinatra ever sang a song he didn't give the writer credit for.
Exactly right. You always said that, right? Sammy Kahn or Quincy Jones.
Whoever it was, he always gave him credit.
Exactly. Yeah, he did a lot of charity work too that he didn't want to.
Yeah, no, great artist, just amazing artist.
Yeah. Did you ever meet Frank?
Yeah, I met him a couple of times.
Really? What was it like?
Yeah. Exactly like you'd think. He was very calm, very cool. He knew who he was. They had almost a kiss the ring attitude, but not in a horrible way.
Right.
But he definitely knew who he was.
Oh yeah. Were you kind of in awe meeting him, or not really?
What's that?
Were you nervous meeting him?
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, he was a king. He was the guy.
Man, oh man.
You knew you were with royalty when you were with them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people that how about Elvis? Did you ever meet Elvis?
I just that one night in the room.
Oh, that's right, in the room, yeah.
Yeah. Never met Colonel Park. I wanted to meet Colonel Park.
Yeah, that would have been something.
Yeah, he was a real hero of mine, but I never did get to meet him.
How about Zeppelin's manager?
Yeah, Peter Graham.
Yeah, did you meet him?
Well, yeah, I knew him fairly well.
Another tough cookie, right?
Oh, he came out of the wrestling world.
Yeah.
He was a tough cookie.
He was good for the band, though.
No messing around with.
He protected Zeppelin, man.
Oh, yeah. He was, he came from that carnival.
Right.
Wrestling world of just really tough guys.
How did you take care of all these artists at the time? I mean,
I had a big office that helped.
The big office, yeah. A lot of people surrounding you, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people helping.
Yeah, I heard you during the Supermensch. I think the documentary talking about Groucho at the time. He was struggling at the time, I think, right? Financially?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he might picked up when he was really struggling mentally, financially.
Right.
Just about every which way.
Groucho was very intelligent.
Oh, yeah, no, you can't do comedy like that unless you're really into him.
But he, as far as world events and things like that, he was, I think I saw him on.
Oh yeah, I don't know if you ever read his book of letters, but it's an amazing book.
Is it really?
His letters with Einstein and just amazing. That was I think the thing he was proudest of was his letters.
Yeah, I think they put him in the
yeah, more than his comedy. I mean, the letters were real.
Right.
And he wrote the letters with everybody.
He did an interview with, I think, William F. Buckley, which was very interesting. Yeah.
He was something.
I mean, you couldn't put anything on him. He knew his stuff.
Yeah, a smart guy. Well, Dallas.
Yeah. Was he funny too in person?
Oh yeah, hysterical. Yeah. He'd always say, "You're my manager, Shep. You don't look like a crook."
I always got along good with Jewish guys, I know their humor. I give it back to them, my father grew up in Bensonhurst, New York, so.
I was born in Jackson Heights, right?
In Jackson Heights, yeah, and he knew a lot of the neighborhood, some of the wise guys.
Yeah,
because
the wise guy in a Jewish neighborhood.
The Jews and
Italian and Jewish.
The Jews and the Italians, right, in that neighborhood.
Now it's basically all Asian.
Yeah, I heard. Yeah.
Yeah, they've gone back. Really great restaurants.
Exactly. Yeah. The only thing I didn't like staying at my grandma's house, they had no air conditioner. It was just fans in the window.
Yeah, nobody did.
And I had to sleep on the stoop.
A great pizza.
Yeah, fantastic pizza.
Yeah.
Really good pizza. It was fun growing up, though. It was fun to visit Brooklyn all the time back in those days. Yep. I remember going to a bar mitzvah or a wedding, and my dad would say, "See that guy over there? The guy all dressed up, perfect suit and everything." He says, "Go say hi to him and shake his hand, but that's all." I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "Just be nice to him." Because they were all friends of the mob guys, and
everybody was connected there.
Yeah, I bet you ran into some of those guys, huh?
Yeah, I ran into too many of them.
Too really?
No, but don't never talk about it.
Oh yeah, I know one guy. What's his name? Tommy James's old manager. You know what I'm talking about?
I think that was Morris Levy.
Morris Levy.
Yeah.
Did you ever talk to him?
Yep. Yeah, I had a few moments with him.
Really?
I felt his power.
Yeah, I talked to Tommy a couple of times, because he has the book, Me and the Mob, or Me and the Mob, whatever it is. And he stole a lot of money from Tommy, but he regained the money later in life. But he also said he made him a star. He said,
yeah, he was the king of the hill.
Exactly.
He was the main mobster in the music business.
But he was still a thief.
Yep.
But
a benevolent thief.
Yeah, exactly. Roulette Records.
And he owned the chain of record store Strawberries.
And you know the story with him and John Lennon too, right? Yeah. That's crazy.
He was a force.
Yeah, he was.
He didn't mess with Morris. They called him Moish.
Yeah.
They called him Moish. They didn't mess with Moish.
Yeah, my uncle was called Mercy. Maui, his Uncle Maui, and I tell you, all my uncles seemed like they were in the mob, the way they acted, because they're all from Brooklyn,
These and them guys.
Yeah, exactly. What was the connection with Charlie Chaplin? Is it Charlie Chaplin with Alice?
No, Charlie Chaplin was the godfather of my partner in my movie business.
Oh, okay.
And her baby was $1 billion. The baby on the cover, $1 billion baby.
Oh, okay.
Then Charlie Chaplin was the godfather of it.
I got you.
Yeah, so it was a long circle of connection.
Right.
But we never met him, and he never came to a show.
Huh.
He was sort of banned from America. He lived in Switzerland.
Right.
They wouldn't let him back in the country because he had done a pro-Russian speech. It wasn't really pro-Russian, but it got interpreted that way.
Right.
He said, he gave a speech up in San Francisco, and he said that if you kill a Russian boy, the mother's heart bleeds just like an American.
Mm-hmm.
And it was those days that stuff, and he took a cruise on a boat, and they wouldn't let him dock back in the country.
Really? Wow.
Till the Academy Awards, and it was one of the last things he did in his life. I don't remember if he came back or didn't come back, but it was very politically charged. They invited him back. The government said he could come back, and he sort of refused to come back. And then I think he finally did. I'm not 100% sure.
Aren't you glad you weren't managing during the McCarthy era?
Yeah. Alice wouldn't have survived.
No, I don't think so. Oh my God.
Elected wouldn't have survived.
No. I don't know. The way the presidents have been lately, I would have voted for Alice. I think it's time for a rock and roll president.
Yeah, I never found out if he ever got any write-in votes, but he probably did somewhere along the way.
Yeah, he should have taken it all the way, you know?
The last thing he wants is to be president.
Yeah, that's funny. I just want to mention a couple of things. The Canon concert flop.
Yeah, that was one of my best failures.
Did you try it again after it flopped? No. Never
tried it again. That was it.
It must have been funny though.
Yeah, it was a disaster.
Yeah, and you've been everywhere, including the Playboy Mansion. What was the Playboy Mansion like?
It was fun. It was a lot of people cooking 24 hours a day,
right?
Pressing your clothes, and they had a little zoo there. Always unbelievably beautiful women and always interesting people.
Right.
A lot of the old film actors and people you had seen in movies but never met. Mm-hmm. That Burt Lancasters of life and Burt Reynolds, and it was great. It was really great. I loved it up there, and he was an amazing host. They had movie night one night a week, and then just had beautiful women.
Yeah, he was every man's fantasy, you know.
Yeah, he was every man's fantasy. And he'd wear those smoking jackets and
right.
light,
Very cool. Yeah.
Always had some beautiful lady dripping off his arm.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was pretty wild. They had a big wealthy grotto, which was 6 or 7 jacuzzis under a roof.
What happened to the mansion now? Who owns it?
I know who, and I can't think of it right now, but it definitely was bought. We were bought by one of the billionaires.
Right. Huh. That's a shame, though. It's at the end of an era, you know?
Yeah, I think everybody was sad.
Yeah. He's buried, I think, over Marilyn Monroe, right?
I believe so.
Yeah.
100% sure.
I think he wanted that. He wanted to be, I think, buried face down over her.
Oh, that's funny. That's at that graveyard in Hollywood.
Yes.
Yeah. I forget the name of it, but they're very famous for actors.
You're friends with Michael Douglas still?
I am.
Doesn't he have a place in Maui as well, or no?
No. Never had a place here. He has a place in Mallorca.
Okay.
And we just had dinner in New York a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, I like Michael Douglas.
Yeah, he's a great man.
Yeah.
He's a great man.
Excellent actor.
Yeah. He checks every box of greatness.
I saw his dad. Me and my brother went to Vegas, and we stopped in Los Angeles overnight, and we stayed at the Century Plaza. And every movie star known to man came out because they had the St. Jude's benefit at the hotel.
That's gigantic, yeah.
And I saw Kirk Douglas leaving with Connie Stevens out the door, with his arm around her, and everybody, with George Burns, and yeah, it was pretty cool. Just being in the right place at the right time.
Great organization.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, Danny Thomas, man, he's a saint.
Yeah, and his daughter's carrying on the tradition.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, she just lost her husband.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm a contributor. I really believe in that place.
You got a great story with Cary Grant.
Yeah.
That is so funny.
We ran away and ran to Carrie's house, who was down the hill from me. We ended up sharing custody, joint custody.
He liked your cat that much, huh?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, that's funny. What was the cat's name?
It had a great name, and I can't think of it.
That's because he took it away from you.
Yeah, but he had a great name. So at my age, things start
Hey, me too. Some of the shows I missed the Midnight Special, Don Kirshner in concert. I mean, I watched those shows religiously, you know. And you worked with Bert Sugarman, didn't you, with getting Alice on the show?
Yeah, getting Alice and Murray, a lot of acts.
Yeah.
And with Midnight Special, and with Don Kirshner, I think we did the first Kirshner rock concert
Right.
at University.
Those were great shows, man.
Yeah, really cool.
I wish they'd bring those back.
He was a good man. I liked him a lot.
Yeah, I got to meet Wolfman. He was doing a show in D.C. at the Hard Rock.
I love Wolfman. He played me in a movie. He played a manager called Gordon Shep.
Is that right? Really?
Yeah.
What movie was that?
I never saw it, but he sent me a still photo from the movie.
Oh, cool.
Him sitting behind the desk with Gordon Shep. Great day. But I loved him. He was a great guy.
Oh, he was great.
His show came out of Tijuana.
That's right.
Yeah, it went right across the country.
He didn't take care of himself, though. When I saw him, he was eating.
He was very heavy.
He was eating these French fries, and he put all the salt on them. I actually ate them. He gave them to me. But he didn't take. He was smoking like a fiend.
No, he didn't take care of himself.
He did not. No.
And his wife was great, the Wolf Lady.
The Wolf Lady.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, these guys are the pioneers, you know, like yourself.
Yeah.
You guys are the pioneers, man.
He did it out of Tijuana because then he could cross state lines.
Right.
He didn't have FCC controls.
That's right.
So he broadcast out of Tijuana. He could do whatever he wanted to do.
I had Mickey Dolenz on the show, and I asked him about the Hollywood Vampires. And he said it was just a baseball team. He denied doing anything. You know, I don't know why he denied everything.
He didn't participate too much in the drinking.
Oh, he didn't? Maybe that's why.
He was much more involved in the baseball team.
Okay, maybe that's why.
Softball. It was softball, not baseball.
Softball, yeah.
Yeah. They played the Playmates. They played the police department. They had some great games.
Were they good? Were they a good team?
No, they're horrible. Everybody was so drunk. But they were fun. It was Harry Nielsen.
Oh, Harry Nielsen. Oh, man, I loved him.
Yeah.
He was incredible.
He was amazing.
Yeah. I got to talk about Teddy Pendergrass because I like you. I'm a big R&B lover. You know, coming from Baltimore and DC, you got to love R&B. You know. I mean,
Great artist, Teddy.
Oh, Teddy.
I don't know if you got to see the documentary on him.
That Live Aid performance was incredible.
Yeah, nobody liked him.
Huh.
The movie just came out on Luther Vandross, but I haven't seen it. They never really contacted me, which was weird. But
there's a movie on Luther Vandross?
Yeah, it's actually in the movie theaters this week.
Huh.
Will Smith, I think, produced it.
Really?
Never spoke to us, but the Teddy one was really
Yeah, Luther Vandross was another one that died young, right?
Yeah, he was a great artist.
I actually, in the store, we had a lot of people. You know, my dad had retail electronics stores since the late 50s on F Street in D.C., you know, a couple blocks from the White House. So we met a lot of people that walked in, and I sold a pair of binoculars to Luther Ingram. Remember him?
Oh, yeah, love Luther Ingram.
Yeah.
A couple of great hits.
Good guy. If Loving You Is Wrong, I Don't Want to Be Right.
Yeah, great song.
Yeah, the Temptations came in, all kinds of people. Dinah Shore, I mean, a lot of famous people.
I was a big Temptations fan. I loved it.
Me too. The Four Tops, especially.
Yeah, the Spinners.
The Spinners, yeah. I get these guys on the show all the time, you know. Like the Commodores, I've had them on the show, and the Shy-Lights.
Yeah, love the show.
And Cool and the Gang was just in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Did you see that?
No, I missed the show.
You got to see it on YouTube. But what a performance.
Yeah, they're great.
Yeah, they're incredible.
Old school.
Yeah, I love old school. I'll never change. Were you affected by the fires in Maui?
I wasn't physically affected, but mentally everybody was affected here.
Right, that was horrible, man.
Yeah, it's devastating. Took me a while to rebuild and get it back together.
Are things back, more or less?
No, it's going to be a long time.
Really?
Back.
That's a shame.
Yeah.
Do they know what started that?
Wind knocking the electrical lines down. Yeah, that was really the cause. Hopefully they'll rebuild and maybe put the electrical wires on the ground.
Right. Yeah, that's important.
I'm not sure they will. We shall see.
I was working, before I did this on my own, I was working with a radio station in California, BBS Radio, and the station burnt down because of the fires.
Yeah, no, that's a devastating one.
Yeah.
They get hit every couple of
I
years.
lost-
They can't insurance it anymore.
I lost a few of my interviews because of that.
Nobody can get insurance out there anymore. It's a real problem.
Well, we're having that trouble here now. They're dropping people like crazy.
Yeah, I heard.
Yeah. It's rough, man. I grew up talking about chefs with Justin Wilson and remember Graham Kerr?
Yeah, sure.
I grew up with watching those guys. Graham Kerr was always funny, and I love Justin
He was
Wilson.
funny.
Yeah. But I got to ask, what's your specialty as a chef?
I cook just about everything, but I think I probably Jewish ethnic food and Italian food are probably the two things I'm most comfortable with.
What's your best Italian dish, I think?
I would say
Really?
Chipino.
Right.
It's a seafood stew, sort of. Chicken parmesan.
Oh, I love Parmesan, man.
I get a lot of requests.
Yeah. Do you still have the big dinners and things like that, or?
Oh, yeah.
Do you?
Yeah. They'll be starting up again Thanksgiving.
I think I'm going to live vicariously through you now. That's awesome, man. Do you have luau's?
Not really.
Not anymore.
Yeah. I don't really, you need maybe 100 people to really do a pig and do all this stuff right. They don't get that big of crowds anymore.
So do you do all the cooking when you have the parties?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Usually there's a chef in town.
Right.
So they do, it's a collaboration. It's like a jam session.
Right.
A couple of chefs.
Well, I'm surprised you're not weighing 300 pounds.
So I was getting up there, but I've taken it all off.
You're doing something right. You exercise?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you look great. You look great,
Thank you.
My
four-year-old's keeping me fit.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I take care of I got 5 grandkids, and
Oh, wow.
they keep me going. Just cleaning up after them, that's a hassle.
Yeah, oh my God. The same one.
Toys everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I got to sort of get going and get my kid.
Oh, you got to pick them up?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the playground.
I got to tell you, man, here's your final question. I ask everybody this question, okay?
Yeah.
Usually it's a musician, but we can, put it as a manager. Yeah. If you had a Field of Dreams wish, that's one of my favorite movies, to collaborate with, be a manager of, any, somebody from the past or present, who would that be? Maybe somebody that you haven't managed.
Probably Sinatra would be the one.
That would be great.
Yeah. I thought he was one of the all-time great artists.
That would be perfect.
Yeah. Well, thank you for doing this.
Shep, thank you so much, man. Man, I'd love to meet you one day.
Yeah, hopefully it'll happen.
Yeah.
Be safe down there.
That'd be great. I'd like to come back to Hawaii. I mean,
Come on. I'll be here.
I love it. I want to say special thanks to Kansa for setting up this interview today. And of course, they call me Supermensch. A backstage pass to the amazing worlds of film, food, and rock and roll is available at Amazon.com. And you can watch the documentary on Netflix. That's where I saw it. No, I think I saw it on Amazon.
Yeah, I think Amazon is who has it now.
I did see it on Amazon, and it was. I got to admit, man, it was great. It was probably one of the best documentaries I've ever seen.
Thank you. Mike Myers gets all the credit.
Yep, it was great. Thank you, Shep. Thank you for being on the show. I'm glad we finally got this done.
Aloha.
Aloha.
Thank you for joining us on Interviewing the Legends with Ray Shasho.